nga bwe nabadde neeyamye okubeera ng'ambawa obumu ku butambe bwa Akahinda Otafire obuleetedde bannayuganda okutandika okwewuunya wajajja obuvumu okwogera bw'ati. Era kano kabeere kabonero akalaga abo abamu ku bakyakolagana ne gavumenti nti omuntu eyalwana naye bw'abanga olwaleero ebigambo ebimuvaamu bye bino, mulina okubeera careful kubanga future ya gavumenti eno ebeera ekulaga nti nno kati eri limited. Gye buvuddeko nabagamba nti tewali muntu ayagala oba yali ayagala mwami Yoweri Kaguta Tibuhaburwa nga Dr. Kano Kifeefe kubanga ye yali amujjanjaba, yali amanya ebintu bingi nnyo ku bulamu bwe era ne bwe kwalibadde kumugjawo yalibadde wadde mbo kikola. Kati olwaleero bwe tulaba abantu nga Akahinda Otafire abadde bakunga buli kadde twalwana nga bye bino ebigambo ebibavaamu. Kati gwali yatembeeta NRM olwaleero nga wakagiyingira ng'oli amakya mu yo, funa ekifo wootuula era ofuna akatebe mu mutima gw'ogambe naye bwe baba nga abaaleeta ekintu kino nabo kibatamye tulagawa. Bwe baba nga abaaleeta ekintu kino balaba kirimu ebituli, ffe tugenda waffe abagoberera abatambulira ku bandwagon effect abakibuukidde oluvannyuma. Awo we mujja ofunira akatebe mutuule mukimanye nti mulina okubeera abamu ku abo abeegatta ku bannankyukakyuka okulwanirira eggwanga lyammwe Uganda. Nabagambye ebyange kati nakooyo okuleekaana nammwe nja baleeteranga katambi ku katambi, nakooyo okudda ku bantu mu komenti nkayane nammwe. N'olwekyo kamala okubawa akatambi kano mukoote buliro tubeere nga butereevu tuddiŋŋana mu vidiyo yaffe. Eddako tutambudde ne Sheikh Ashraf omulombi w'edduwa, munoonyeko ku nnamba ewe eri awo gwali ebweru w'eggwanga naawe ali mu Uganda akulombere ku dduwa buli kimu kidde mu nteeko. Baagala nnyo, mbeere bulungi, mweraba.
Let's tell the country you can't eat your cake and have it. Either you give us enough policemen or don't complain about crime. Eh? You know, we have a parliament which is bigger than the size of the parliament of Britain. Did you know that? Our parliament is the size of the parliament of Britain. Britain's economy is 200 times the size of Uganda's economy. They have about 600 MPs. We have 540 what? 500, about 54. We can't afford. You know, how Uganda wako namna gani? How can Uganda have a parliament the size of the British parliament? And you don't have enough policemen. The other day I was telling somebody that I was at a wedding and I was telling them that I don't come to parliament because I used to talk for 15 minutes. Now I have to compete for 3. Because there are so many, they are only allocated 3 minutes. What do you say in 3 minutes? I have not even said what I wanted to tell you and I've spoken for more longer than 3 minutes. I said, what do you say in 3 minutes? Oh, I say, oh, no. They represent their people. Yes, but if I talk about the issues of Ruhinda, he talks about the issues of West Budama, he talks about the issues of Ntungamu. Who is going to talk about the issues of Uganda? If we concentrate on the issues of our constituencies, who is going to discuss national issues? Where do we get the resources to support these two institutions? Support a robust police and a robust parliament. Well, it's not your fault, but I'm telling you some of the challenges we have. Yeah. Well, I'm telling you some of the challenges we have. Yeah. That sometimes we are forced to do things which have no meaning. And it's not that, but because people demanded for districts. The president gave us a district. If you don't give, we shan't vote you. The man says, okay, since you want, what do I do? Now you create a Frankenstein. We need enough police officers. So since you wanted districts, you are going to pay tax to get police officers. In Runyankore, they say he who commits suicide, we don't whip for him or her. When you commit suicide, they don't whip for you. In Uganda, they actually dig a pit and cut you and you fall there. Because you're the one who killed yourself. The Ugandans are the ones who created this problem. You can't have a big parliament whip for him or her. When you commit suicide, they don't whip. They don't whip for you. In Uganda, they actually dig a pit and cut you and you fall there. Because you're the one who killed yourself. The Ugandans are the ones who created this problem. You can't have a big parliament and you want a big police force and you want to feed them, yet you have one cow. One will suffer. So, one Ochora, you give me your manpower requirements, I'll go and talk to this wonderful parliament and say, this is what I did. At least it will be put on record that Ochora and his team saw what they wanted and said, if you want us to be efficient, this is what we want. It's on record. So you don't complain.
From a position like mine, a position of no advantage, and then you strive. But when you reach somewhere and you find someone is behaving as if you should first have sought their permission to reach where you've reached. You know? And you don't question this. Because I've seen some of the senior leaders, especially in my party, the NRM, trying to question the newcomers, the young people, issues of ideology. Ugandans are facing serious problems. The biggest crisis we are facing as a country is not a crisis of ideology of political parties. It's a question of unemployment. It's a question of rising cost of food, rising cost of living, and it cannot be solved by ideology. It cannot be solved by going to Chankwan's for training. No way. And of course, yesterday someone sent me a video, these social media videos, where a professor was telling the story of Albert Einstein when he was lecturing at Princeton University in 1920, and he gave an exam. And then the assistant came running to Albert to say, "Sir, Professor, you've given last year's exact exam. You've given it for the finalists of this year. You've repeated the same examination paper." Sir, the professor said, "So what's wrong?" He said, "Sir, you made a mistake?" And Albert Einstein replied by saying that, no, the questions might be the same, but the answers are different. The questions of 1986, when some people came from the bush, might be the questions of today, but the answers are totally different. Answers are not those ones where you have to remind us that you came from the bush, you had guns. No, the narrative is totally different.